The other day, I decided to try my hand at cooking. I thought, today I'm going to cook a meal from scratch. Now, I don't usually cook. I'm more of a microwave everything type of person, but this time I was determined to prove I could do it. I promised myself I would keep it simple, no fancy dishes, just something basic. So, I found a pasta recipe online. Pasta, how hard can it be? I thought. I quickly jotted down the ingredients. Pasta, tomatoes, olive oil, spices. That's it. Nothing too complicated. I felt confident, maybe even a little too confident. But that was about to change. I went to the kitchen and got everything ready. But then I spotted the giant pot my mom has been using for years. It's massive. It could probably fit an entire swimming pool in it. I thought, I should probably use this. I mean, why not? I'm making pasta for one, but I'll use the big pot. I'm just that ambitious. So I threw the pasta into the huge pot, and of course, the water took ages to boil. I was staring at the pot like it was going to magically heat up faster. At this point, I was getting a bit impatient, so I started preparing the tomatoes. I got out a knife and started chopping. But here's the thing, I haven't chopped a tomato in years. And for some reason, I was convinced I was some kind of professional chef. So, I started slicing them up. Big mistake. I was going way too fast, and suddenly, one tomato slipped off the counter and onto the floor. Not just that, it bounced across the kitchen like it was trying to escape. Well, that's fine. I'll just grab another one, I thought. But of course, I was in such a rush that I knocked over the cutting board, and tomatoes went flying everywhere, on the counter, the floor, even in the sink. At this point, I was more like a disaster artist than a chef. Now, let's talk about the olive oil. I thought I'd add just a little bit, but I didn't realize how much a little actually meant. I grabbed the bottle, poured in a small splash, and then another, and another. And before I knew it, I had poured half the bottle into the pot. Is this how it's done? I wondered. The oil was floating on top like a little lake of Mediterranean goodness. But hey, it's olive oil, right? It's good for you. At least, that's what I told myself. After that, I finally managed to clean up the kitchen a bit. Sort of. There were tomatoes everywhere, oil splattered on the counter, and I was starting to wonder if I was even qualified to be in the kitchen. But I didn't give up. The pasta was boiling, and it was time to make the sauce. I threw the chopped tomatoes into the pan, and of course, they exploded everywhere. There was tomato juice on the stove, on the walls, and somehow, even in my hair. At this point, I was questioning every life decision that led me to this moment. The pasta finally cooked, and I thought, okay, it's time to plate it. I grabbed a plate, put the pasta on it, and added the tomato sauce. But I quickly realized something. The pasta was swimming in olive oil. It wasn't just a drizzle, it was like I had made an olive oil bath for the pasta. I took a bite and, well, let's just say it was oily. Very, very oily. And the tomatoes? They were more like tomato-flavored oil with a hint of pasta. But I didn't give up. I finished the plate because I'm not the type to throw in the towel, especially not when there's food involved. As I sat down and looked at the kitchen mess I had created, I thought, well, at least I didn't burn the house down. But then I realized I hadn't actually cooked anything for the last 30 minutes because I was so busy making a mess. And that's when I realized the truth. There are two types of people in this world. The ones who can cook and the ones who should probably just stick to the microwave. But hey, next time, I'll just get takeout. For more stories, don't forget to follow.